Shabbat Shalom. It's so wonderful to be back with you on this wonderful week. Last week many people were concerned, how would it turn out? How would Shabbat be? When haters want to spread negativity. But as we have seen, only positivity, only strength. Hundreds of people came out to Shabbat, many people I've never seen before. And it's interesting, as we read in the Torah and as we read in the Megillah of the upcoming holiday of Purim this Monday evening and Tuesday, as we are oppressed, we become stronger. Now, of course, we don't want to be challenged just to become strong. We should always be strong. But what we do see is that when we're faced with a challenge, we make decisions not to bow, but to stand tall, as Mordechai shared with us in the story of Purim, a lesson that we live with every day. That message of standing tall and looking in the face of challenge and not letting it get to you, but only become stronger, is something we learn about Goldie's dear grandfather, who sadly we lost this past Sunday evening. A major loss in the family and a major loss in the community. He was a pioneer. Him and his wife, our dear grandparents, Goldie's grandparents, the entire family's great-grandparents, were pioneers in the Jewish community in West Rogers Park, from the first families that established kosher there on Shabbat and so much more. Today, things that we take for granted. He was a principal in the South Side High School, a totally black school, and he was a white principal right after the Martin Luther King riots. And this was a man who the riots that after Martin Luther King was assassinated, the Chicago riots. This was a man who took out every challenge and just tackled it without fanfare. If you'd meet him, you wouldn't know. He was a humble man who speak to you. And many have met him here in Champaign will know that. Yet he was a man that always looked in the face of challenge and moved forward, building thousands and thousands of students, both in his principal and public school system and as a principal in Skokie Yeshiva, setting up the educational department, secular department at many other yeshivas as well, Talshi Yeshiva and many others. So I think it's very apropos as we take this lesson of positivity. We take a lesson from Goldie's grandfather, Rabbi Ephraim Moskowitz, to look in the eyes of challenge and say, we are going to lead. Not only am I going to overcome, but I will lead. I will change the environment. We're finding many letters from his students in public school that share how Mr. Moskowitz saved their life and inspired them and was people they looked forward to speak to, etc., even in the face of an environment that wasn't so positive. So let's take the message, let's learn from his life, to care about each and every individual, to be there, to do things without fanfare, and most importantly, not be afraid of challenge. As we go into Shabbat, the Shabbat before Purim, let's bring that home. Let's make that personal, and we only have joy, celebration, and happiness. Shabbat Shalom.